What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Simi the Wanderer, back again with another video. Today I want to talk about ascension and why ascension requires separation. To elevate your consciousness, right? You have to separate yourself from all of the things that you have known, all of the things that you have been taught, all of the things that have been ingrained into your mind, right? You have to separate yourself from that in order to go to the next level. Now, it is something that is not easily done, and it is hard, okay? It is extremely hard, but it can be done. And when you realize that, when you understand that you can unlearn all of the things that you have learned, it becomes a little easier to move forward. And it takes one step at a time. For instance, right? The people that you know, unless they are on the same frequency as you, you're going to naturally, as you keep ascending and keep going and keep elevating, right? They are going to naturally start to separate from you, and it's going to hurt, right? The friends that you had that you never thought in a million years you all would not be on the same vibe, the same frequency, right? It's going to feel weird. And a lot of times I feel we don't want to ascend, or we don't want to elevate, or we don't want to go further because of the people that we have in our life. And we don't want to lose them. But I'll tell you this, I know for me, when I started on this journey, friends were leaving left and right. I mean, it was the most heartbreaking thing I think I had experienced. And you don't really realize how much you are attached to people until you're not anymore. And so as I started to create boundaries, as I started to grow, as I started to question things, as I started to say no, the people that weren't meant to be on this path with me in the first place, they fell off. And that's okay. It hurt. It feels weird. It's a punch to the gut, but at the same time, I understood that I knew I would run into people who were supposed to be here, who were supposed to be on this path with me. And you start to create your tribe from that, right? You start to create the tribe that will lift you up, the people that will lift you up, the people that will be there for you in your darkest times. Those are the people you want around you anyway. So when I say ascension requires separation, you have to separate yourself from the things and the people that you knew, right? Sometimes you're just not going to be on the same vibrational energy as those people that you have known your whole life. And that's okay. They were a part of the journey, but they just not going to go where you're going because they're just not either there yet, or they're just not ready. And that's okay. We have to extend grace to others when they are not quite ready to go to the next level. Because see, everything and everyone has their own timing, and we cannot rush other people's timing. See, when you're ready to seek it and you're ready to go, that is when that energy will find you, and that is when those changes begin to happen, right? So understand that everything has its own time. Everything will happen in divine timing, how it's supposed to. And you may not understand why at this moment, but you will later on down the line. And so you also have to separate yourself from the things that you know, right? The things that we've been taught our whole life. Because at the end of the day, everything we have been taught is in reverse, right? So they say we're supposed to live and do all these things, right? But when you really dive deep, you realize that it's in reverse. L-I-V-E in reverse is E-V-I-L, right? So it's like, okay, once you start understanding these things, understanding that things are actually upside down in this matrix, you start to realize and see things truly for what they are. And it's a shock at first. But I think the more you continue to go up, the more you continue to elevate, and the more you continue to expand your consciousness, it becomes almost expected, and you're not as shocked, right? Because a lot of times, a lot of people get shocked They're like, oh my God. But I think the more you are on this path and the more you're on this journey, nothing really shocks you anymore. You kind of get to a point where everything makes sense. Even the things that shouldn't make sense. And you start to see things clearly. You start to hear things clearly because you've separated yourself from what it is you thought you knew. You unlearned everything that was taught to you and programmed into you. And I know I, for one, had to do exactly that. I had to separate myself so that I could relearn, unlearn, unpack, relearn, like all of these different things in isolation. Now, it was the most uncomfortable thing I think I ever done. And it didn't last a week, didn't last 2 weeks. It lasted months. And just being alone like that, at first, it feels so lonely. It feels just so despairing. Like you just feel so, you feel broken down. At least that's how I felt. I literally felt that I was purposely breaking myself down and then building myself back up. And it was a slow and steady process. A lot of tears, a lot of screaming, anger, a lot of frustration. But at the end of the day, I'm glad that I did it because it allowed me to go to the next level. It allowed me to expand my consciousness. It allowed me to see things clearly and to just raise my vibration. And I think that when we are serious about going to the next level, when we're serious about elevating, being alone, being isolated, it will feel no different, right? You will feel more comfortable than you thought you would. Like for me, I know I'm getting ready to go into hibernation. I'm flowing with the seasons, right? To isolate myself again, to really focus in on what I'm trying to do. And the more we can like understand that there are seasons and we ebb and flow with the universe, the easier we will be able to go down this path. Because I feel we have to stay in tune. And in order for us to stay in tune, we have to limit distractions. We have to do what is uncomfortable, and we have to be willing to stick with it. You can't start and then be like, this is too hard, I can't do it, and then just never go back. It's okay if you pivot and you take a break, but you're supposed to go back to that isolation, that molding of yourself, because nobody else is going to do it for you, right? We know that by now. No one else is going to do it for you. If you say you want better, then do better. And once you know better, you are better. I hope that makes sense, but that's exactly it. And so I say all of this because I really want us to understand that it's okay. If you are in this season of being alone, just understand that it's a season of preparation. It is not a season where you'll never come out of it. No, when you do come out of it, you're going to come out of it 10 times better. You're going to come out of it a whole new person. And I think that is what is important. That is what we are here for, to go along this journey and to understand that there are stops along the way that we have to take. And separating yourself, isolating yourself for a period of time so that you can build upon the foundation that you are laying for yourself, that is what's important. And it's only going to help you. It's only going to catapult you to where the next level is for you. And you'll really start to see what it is that you need to do that's in front of you. You'll really start to see that everything is happening for a reason. And you'll start to feel the energies of the planet, of the universe, of the sun, of the moon. You'll start to feel these things. You'll be more in tune. And so ascension requires separation. I challenge you to take this fall, winter season to really separate and isolate yourself from the things that you know and unlearn the things that you've been taught so that you can build upon all the things that you'll need for this journey. Because going forward, I'm telling you, is about to go crazy. And we have to be prepared. We need, not we have to, we need to be prepared. Because what's coming is something so great, so powerful that we need to be ready. We need to be tapped in. We need to be in tune. No matter what's going on in the world right now, all we can control is ourselves. And when we learn that and learn that nothing is in our control, no matter how much we think we're in control, we are not. We are just merely co-creators, and our choices will lead us down certain paths. And so, thank you all for being here. I wanted to get on here to tell you all that it's okay if you're in this season of aloneness and separation and isolation. Just know that it is a symptom of you ascending, and that it is okay. It is okay. I've been there. I'm in it. I get it. So, thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm just glad you're here to watch my videos, and hopefully you've taken some wisdom nuggets with you. Yeah, I appreciate you all. Be well, be blessed, be abundant. Peace.